Companies have different business models. Some companies think about themselves as selling products, others as services, but really every product is a bundle in that a product sale still involves delivery, fulfillment, a warranty, technical service. So it's really about understanding not just which product attributes create value, but which characteristics of your service, delivery, company stability add value, and making sure that your pricing strategy and pricing capture reflects each of those value drivers. Even in ostensibly simple products, there's variation in willingness to pay, often driven by non-product attributes, and the most sophisticated sellers will have a mechanism for quantifying and capturing that variation in willingness to pay.
Well, I think it's interesting because even though we're talking about cost in the sense of just giving us a floor of what we can charge, I find that there is a lot of added value in understanding your costs with all its granularity, right? Because you're selling to a given customer group. Some customers want just the product. They don't care where it's delivered, when it's delivered, they want the cheapest cost. But if you understand the whole waterfall of costs that you incur, it can, first of all, it can tell you something about your customers and what they value, but also it can give you levers where if a customer doesn't value something that you're delivering, you may have a situation where you don't change the price at all. But what you do is you change what you're selling, because the product delivered once a week is different than the product delivered in 2 hours. And so by understanding your costs, you could say, I'm not going to deliver in 2 hours to customers who only value it once a week. I can take that cost out. I'm now delivering them a different product at the same price, and I'm making more money, more margin.
And I think that's really important point, because it's not just about price. Then you start understanding the implications of that price to the rest of your organization. So now, by having those tools, by understanding what those levers are, you've now empowered your sales to negotiate much more effectively. You're changing the nature of the conversation. Once you understand what those waterfall elements or what those levers are, you're no longer having a discussion on price. Now you're having a discussion on service, on other elements of value that you can negotiate on, and you're not fixed at that price point. That different level of discussion allows you optionality you've never had before. So I think a part of that understanding, beyond just the financial repercussions, is also a much, much clearer understanding of who your customers are. Who are your most valuable customers? Who are your least valuable customers? Where do you spend that investment, and how does it get characterized in terms of your strategic goals for how you want to move forward from a product development, a service development, and helping you understand the elements around competition, having a closer look, a deeper dive to say, am I really different? And if I'm not, what does it take for me to be different, and who's willing to pay for that difference?
A lot of our clients, they segment fairly simply. I have my large clients, I have my middle set of clients, and I have my small clients. Is that kind of segmentation enough when it comes to pricing, Colin?
Most companies have some small, medium, large based on current revenue or potential revenue, but that customer size classification fails to consider this variation in willingness to pay. So there will be large customers who are willing to pay for value, and there are other customers in that large segment who provide these services in-house and want you to strip it out and just want the low price. So understanding what type of buyer within these broad size buckets is essential.
You're looking to de-average your customer and understand what makes them unique, what makes them distinct, and rather than use the sort of generic tropes that we always have in terms of demographics, size, combining those with attributes around value and needs changes the nature of how you think about your products and services, and then how you price them to that person.
Yeah, so those same personas that's being used to design the products are those same kinds of characteristics that we need to take into consideration when we're pricing those products to those customers.